Всем привет, друзья! Меня зовут Денис, это канал Spicy Dan. Мы продолжаем играть Call of Gunslinger. Продолжаем убивать и вычищать этот мир от нечисти. Можно и так сказать. В прошлый раз у нас была дуэль сразу против двоих, и мы победили. Ого,
My own brothers died tragically as well, truth be told. It was 1868, and me and my older brothers were pulling a tidy profit running cattle into Juarez, Mexico. One night after my brothers retired for the evening, I found a little poker game in a cantina with a couple of cowboys. And I just couldn't lose. I even won an old Spanish coin that had to be 100 years old. Well, I was mighty pleased with myself the next morning as my brothers and I rode for Texas. But before we crossed the border, those cowboys caught up with us. It was Johnny Ringo, Roscoe Bob Bryant, and another asshole named Jim. They wanted their money back and everything else we had, including our lives, as those boys didn't want us coming for them later. Bob put that old Spanish coin in my mouth and said, "I won't have it said that I left you with nothing, boy." Well, those horses bolted, and there we hung as those bastards rode away. The branch finally snapped under the weight of the three of us, but being my older brothers were bigger and heavier, they were already dead. And right then I swore to myself that I would avenge them. Ringo you know about. But Bob eluded me, until I heard he was riding with the Wild Bunch.
Походу идем за Бобом Брайантом. Это, конечно, очень душевная история. Самое удачное ограбление поезда. Поехали.
I'd been on their trail for months, ever since they left their hideout in the Bighorn Mountains. Led by Butch Cassidy, they were a loose association of outlaws who robbed banks and trains from Colorado to Montana. Among them was the Sundance Kid, and that murderous hombre I was tracking, Roscoe Bob Bryant.
Were you a part of that giant Pinkerton posse after the Wild Bunch?
No, boy. A circus like that would have slowed me down. Besides, I wanted Bryant all to myself. I'd heard about a large shipment of gold being transported to Wilcox, Wyoming on the Overland Flyer. They blew the bridge with the intention of forcing the train to stop. Well, I assumed the Wild Bunch was likely in the still intact part of the train high above. So I had no choice but to make my way up through the passenger cars dangling down. I was determined to make that sumbitch Bob pay for what he did to my brothers.
В прошлый раз я нашел 3 секрета. В этот раз
My ears are still ringing from blowing up that bridge.
What'd you say? I can't hear a goddamn thing!
Well, I made my way off unscathed and came upon a few members of the gang and had no choice but to dispatch them.
Shit! That silent scream!
From there, I had to negotiate an even more precarious route. First, I would need to get my ass out of there.
тут, походу, с винтовкой не получится играть.
I jumped from the frying pan into the fire as the train was clearly fixing to fall.
Что там, ребята? Ты выжил!
I found the gang, but in order to find old Bob, I needed to fight my way forward past a whole passel of desperados. Outside, inside, any way I could, I made my way towards my prey.
мы можем красиво открыть или же выбить эти двери.
Well, what about the passengers?
It was mostly a freight train, as I recall. There were no
Слава
passengers
богу,
aboard
здесь не
that
было
day.
пассажиров, потому что это просто бы... А нельзя обойти как-то? Блин, чувак, что ты тут здесь стоял? А здесь хочу открыть.
This is it.
Не сюда. Я не хочу туда.
As I mentioned before, I am not fond of heights. But I was too busy dodging bullets to worry about falling to my death. Odds were I was likely to die that day anyway. So I was determined to take down as many of those bastards as I could.
You hear me? You better hide.
А здесь должен какой-то секрет лежать. Почему тут ничего не лежит?
I'm gonna shoot you dead.
Где ты? Никаких дробовиков. Я не люблю. Что дальше? Что дальше?
At times it was like shooting ducks in a shooting gallery. The only difference is these damn ducks shot back.
Это было очень больно, я уверен. Такой взрыв. Полез? Винтовочка
I
наготове.
kept hoping the law would show up and give me a
You mean
hand.
like that giant Pinkerton posse that I read about? Did they come riding in, guns a-blazing to help?
Иди звонить. Это барышня. Кто это?
Help? From the Pinkertons? No, son. I had to fight the wild bunch all by my lonesome, as usual.
Who the hell is that? Look out! Take cover! Retreat! Retreat!
Ты зайдешь, а тут. А тут зайдешь. Чё это? Нету никакого секрета. Это ж... Не обязательно сюда прыгать. Я сюда прыгнул. Ладно. Я всех убил.
He's killing everybody! He'll kill us
На
all!
всякий так круче сюда закинем, говорится.
Run!
Кого не убили.
I'm gonna cut you.
Такое... О, все, оно перестало гореть, слава. Слава ковбоям. О-о-о. Могу я эти двери открыть? О, давайте. Куда я мог еще сюда? какой-то секретик должен здесь быть. Да нет, с другой стороны. Денис в поиске секретов это называется, ребята. Ну, честно, я без понятия. Зачем ты сделали такие сходы? А! Фу. У меня 107 патронов.
Yeah, you know you can't beat me.
Я не заметил его. Здесь был секрет.
My guess is those dime novels didn't portray this as it happened, did they?
Ничего не видно.
Only a few stragglers were left. I had to cut them down pronto if I was going to stay moved off the trail.
Ага. Значит, сначала справа, потом слева.
Once I silenced all those guns, I went searching for my nemesis, determined to finally have my justice. But the only survivor who welcomed me was George Flat-Nose Curry.
Who was he?
The fastest gun in the gang. Right after Sundance, I mean.
Тихо, 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 тихо.
And Kid Curry. And maybe Elsie Lay.
А, я понял.
Though some folks might dispute that.
Как в первой миссии, по-моему. Он не очень крутой. Я просто чуть-чуть протупил. Это я не очень крутой. Хотя я уже стольких ребят положил. 1 в 2 даже сыграл. Скорости мало надо было подбавить. Выстрелы, ребята, за вас.
On that very same day, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid decided to leave the Wild Bunch behind and decamped for South America. They ended up living down there for many years, but I'm sure you already know all about that.
Нормально. Навыки есть какие-то? Есть. Здесь что, более долгие комбо, это мне не надо. Так, здесь что будет? Повышенный уровень концентрации. А здесь что, больше так важно, если честно. Вот это, мне кажется, поярче. Еще надо раз, два, три, четыре. 4 уровня, считай, взять. Постараемся, ребята. Если бы здесь не прокачивал, уже бы взял вот 2. Кого мы убили на дуэли? Джорджа Карри, плосконосый. Все так же в честном бою, ребята. Ну что, 2 из 3 в этот раз. Ребята, я думаю, пора заканчивать. Всем спасибо за просмотр. Подписывайтесь на канал, ставьте лайки, пишите комментарии. С вами был я, верный вам, Spicy Dan. Пока!